The 2017 CanWest Games online qualifier workout number 1 is a 3-part workout. In part 1, athletes will have 6 minutes and 30 seconds to establish a max effort snatch plus overhead squat. In part 2, athletes will have 6 minutes and 30 seconds to establish a max effort clean plus 2 shoulder to overheads. And in part 3, athletes will have 6 minutes and 30 seconds to complete a 1,000 meter row and as many power cleans as possible in the remaining time. At the call of 3, 2, 1, the clock will begin and athletes will have until 6:30 on the clock to establish a max effort snatch followed by an overhead squat. The athlete may use any of the following snatch techniques: muscle, power, squat, split, and press outs are permitted. The snatch is finished and considered a good rep when the athlete is fully locked out overhead with the arms, hips, and knees in full extension and the bar over the center of the athlete's body when viewed from the side, and both feet centered below the athlete's body. If the athlete is unable to complete the motion of the bar from ground to overhead in one smooth motion, the rep will not be counted. If the athlete fails to achieve lockout in the hips with the bar overhead, the rep will not be counted. It is a no rep if the athlete fails to achieve lockout, full lockout in the knees. It is also considered a no rep if the athlete fails to achieve a full lockout of the arms. Split snatches are allowed, however, it will be considered a no rep if a knee touches the floor or both feet are not returned to the center before returning the barbell to the ground. After a good snatch and without putting the bar down, the athlete will complete an additional overhead squat. The overhead squat is considered a good rep when the athlete squats below parallel and returns to a fully locked out standing position. If the athlete fails to squat with their hip crease below the knee, the rep will not be counted. It is a no rep if the athlete fails to achieve full lockout in the knees, hips, and elbows at the top of the rep. For the weight to be recorded, the athlete must achieve a good snatch and overhead squat. Failing in any of these movements will result in a no rep. At the 6:30 mark, the judge will record the heaviest good rep the athlete achieves in the complex. From 6 minutes and 13 seconds to 13 minutes on the clock, the athlete will establish a 1 rep max clean plus 2 shoulder to overhead. The athlete may use any of the following clean techniques: muscle, power, squat, and split. After a successful clean and without returning the bar to the floor, the athlete will perform 2 shoulder to overhead. The athlete may use any of the following techniques: shoulder press, push jerk, and split jerk. For both shoulder to overheads to be considered finished and good reps, the athlete must be fully locked out overhead with the arms, hips, and knees in full extension, and the bar in control over the center of the athlete's body, and both feet must be centered below the athlete's body. It is a no rep if the athlete fails to achieve full lockout in the knees, hips, and elbows at the top of the rep before returning the bar to the shoulders or to the floor on the second rep. At the 13-minute mark, the judge will record the heaviest good rep the athlete achieves in the complex. From 13 minutes to 19:30 on the clock, the athlete will complete a 1,000 meter row followed directly by an AMRAP of power cleans. Men will use a 185-pound bar. Women will use a 135-pound bar. Standard power clean regulations apply. However, squat cleans are permitted. At the 19:30 mark, the workout is over and the judge will record the total number of good reps completed in the time period. Once again, this workout contains 3 data points. The first, the heaviest weight achieved in part 1 of the snatch plus the overhead squat complex. 2, the heaviest weight achieved in part 2 of the clean plus the 2 shoulder to overhead complex. And finally 3, the total number of power cleans completed in part 3. For masters, scaled, and team divisions, be sure to review the PDF on this page for full details of your workout.